Hello everyone, welcome to Aspirants IS Academy. Today we are going to discuss about some other organizations of different regions of world. We have divided the lesson into two parts. In this first part, we will discuss about the organizations of Africa and Antarctica continent. You can follow us on social media on this ID. Let's start right away. The African Development Bank Group is a multilateral development finance institution established to contribute to the economic development and social progress of African countries. It was established in 1964. The African Development Bank Group comprises three entities. These are the African Development Bank, the African Development Fund, and the Nigeria Trust Fund. India joined the African Development Fund in 1982 and became a member of the bank in 1983. India is a non-regional member of the bank. The 52nd annual meetings of the African Development Bank are being held in Gandhinagar, Gujarat from 22nd to 26th May 2017. This is the first time that the annual meetings of African Development Bank are being held in India. This is the fourth time that the annual meetings of African Development Bank are being held outside Africa. East African Committee is an intergovernmental organization made up of 6 countries in the African Great Lakes region. The organization was established in 1967 and collapsed in 1977 due to various reasons, such as Kenya demanded more seats than Tanzania and Uganda in decision-making bodies, disagreements with the Ugandan dictator Idi Amin, different economic systems in Kenya which had capitalism and Tanzania which had socialism. This organization was revived again in 2000. The East African Community headquarters is established in Arusha, a city in Tanzania. The list of 6 member states of East African Community are Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, South Sudan. The Antarctic Treaty and related agreements, collectively known as the Antarctic Treaty System, regulate international relations with respect to Antarctica, Earth's only continent without a native human population. All human activities on the continent are regulated by the Antarctic Treaty, which was signed in 1960. The treaty entered into force in 1961 and currently has 54 parties. India became a member of this treaty in 1983. For the purposes of the treaty system, Antarctica is defined as all of the land and ice shelves south of 60 degrees south latitude. The treaty sets aside Antarctica as a scientific preserve, establishes freedom of scientific investigation, and bans military activity on the continent. The treaty was the first arms control agreement established during the World War. Since September 2004, the Antarctic Treaty Secretariat headquarters has been located in Argentina. Tourism in Antarctica started around the 1950s, starting out with 500 visitors annually to over 38,000 per year. Working within the mechanism of this treaty is the International Association of Antarctica Tour Operators, a body which was founded in 1991 by 7 tour operators to promote safe and environmentally responsible travel in Antarctica. The Protocol on Environmental Protection to the Antarctic Treaty was signed in Madrid on October 4, 1991 and entered into force in 1998. It designates Antarctica as a natural reserve devoted to peace and science. Article 3 of the Environmental Protocol sets 4 basic principles applicable to human activities in Antarctica, and Article 7 prohibits all activities relating to Antarctic mineral resources except for scientific research. Until 2048, the protocol can only be modified by unanimous agreement of all consultative parties to the Antarctic Treaty. In addition, the prohibition on mineral resource activities cannot be removed unless a binding legal regime on Antarctic mineral resource activities in force. It designates Antarctica as a natural reserve devoted to peace and science. It establishes environmental principles that must be a fundamental consideration in the planning and conduct of all activities. It prohibits mining indefinitely. It requires that all proposed activities must be subject to a prior assessment of their environmental impact. It establishes the Committee for Environmental Protection to develop advice and formulate recommendations to the Antarctic Treaty parties on implementation of the protocol. It requires the development of contingency plans to respond to environmental emergencies. Commission for the Conservation of Antarctic Marine Living Resources. The Commission was established by International Convention in 1982 with the objective of conserving Antarctic marine life. This was in response to increasing commercial interests in Antarctic krill resources, a keystone component of the Antarctic ecosystem, and a history of overexploitation of several other marine resources in the Southern Ocean. Commission for the Conservation of Antarctic Marine Living Resources is an international commission with 26 members, and a further 10 countries have acceded to the convention. Based on the best available scientific information, the Commission agrees a set of conservation measures that determine the use of marine living resources in the Antarctic. Being responsible for the conservation of Antarctic marine ecosystem, the Commission for the Conservation of Antarctic Marine Living Resources practices an ecosystem-based management approach. This does not exclude harvesting as long as such harvesting is carried out in sustainable manner and takes account of the effects of fishing on other components of the ecosystem. The key institutional components of Commission for the Conservation of Antarctic Marine Living Resources are a decision-making body, the Commission, scientific committee which advises the Commission using the best available science, a secretariat based in Hobart, Tasmania that supports the work of the Commission. These are entered into force on 7th April 1982. The Indian Antarctic Program is a multidisciplinary, multi-institutional program under the control of the National Center for Polar and Ocean Research, Ministry of Earth Sciences. It was initiated in 1981 with the first Indian expedition to Antarctica. The program gained global acceptance with India's signing of the Antarctic Treaty and subsequent construction of the Dakshin Gangotri Antarctic Research Base in 1983. Dakshin Gangotri was the first scientific base station of India situated in Antarctica, part of the Indian Antarctic Program. It is located at a distance of 2500 kilometers from the South Pole. It is currently being used as a supply base and transit camp. The base is named after Dakshin Gangotri Glacier. Superseded by the Maitri base from 1989, the newest base commission in 2012 is Bharati, constructed out of 134 shipping containers. Under the program, atmospheric, biological, earth, chemical and medical sciences are studied by India, which has carried out 30 scientific expeditions to the Antarctic. That's it right now from my side. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.